right, so we close the doors and we continue this afternoon, and we have the next subject, the next topic here in this conference, and it says content sells. Of course, this is the truth. Tag a friend and get 1 million Facebook friends. Just talking about Facebook, that will be very interesting. If there is one thing that we can learn from Benedikt, who is nearly on stage in a second, during his work for media houses, is that he transforms reach into business. And he will talk about how his teams create viral content, and with this viral content, he creates marketing campaigns that have a huge impact with millennials. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Benedikt Böckenförde. Benedikt.
Hello everybody, thanks for having me. My name is Ben. I'm the founder and one of two CEOs of Visual Statements. I founded the company in 2014. And a personal note I want to give you before I start. So before I started Visual Statements, I founded 3 companies, and all these 3 companies failed. So everything you can see today is the result of these failures. So don't give up when things go wrong. It's your chance to grow and be successful in the future. Let me give you an idea of what Visual Statements is. We are a media company targeting millennials. We run several very successful... Can you see everything? Yeah, that's good. We run several very successful social media brands where we publish daily snackable content. We have 2 revenue streams. We create our own products out of our content and sell them online and in retail stores. And we opened our brand network for native advertising campaigns. And I will show you some more details later about a Vodafone campaign and give you some insights about that. So let me tell you how everything started. So in 2011, I founded the Facebook page Visual Statements. I didn't have a master plan for that. Not even sure if I have one today or if we have one today. But I had a passion for social media, and I was really fascinated by the opportunity to reach people. So to this day, reaching and connecting to people is central of what we do. So in 2011 and still today, reaching people with universal stories that translate into very personal experience is our goal. The goal never changed. So more about that later. The secret of our success lies in 2 really simple realizations. Realization number 1 came with this visual statement we published in January 2012. And in the end, all I learned was how to be strong alone. So I had just cooked my first meal in my new apartment after I moved out. So that's why in this moment I shared this visual statement on my private timeline. And suddenly all my friends started writing me and said, Ben, are you okay? Did your girlfriend split up and everything? Actually, I didn't have a girlfriend. I just didn't get this meal done. So, but in this very moment, I saw that the words of my post engaged them. And realization number 1 was words have power. So my second realization came with this ugly posting. So I really like the quote. It's one of my favorite quotes today. So I will never forget the reactions as I published this visual statement, because people start writing me, hey Ben, this is looking like crap. We like visual statements because you're not publishing something like this. So realization number 2, looks are important too. That's when I learned that high quality visuals and creative design is an essential part of visual statements. Yeah, so this is how a visual statement speaks and looks today. And yeah, so this is how we became visual storytellers with a passion to entertain people around the world. And the adventure of the startup begins. So where are we right now? We reach over 30 million people every month. And we gain more than 27 million interactions. And our main target group are women, and are 80% women, and in the age between 18 and 36, so the valuable target group of the millennials. So we went from a Facebook page to a media company. Here you can see an overview of our brand network. All of them created from trends that we first noticed on our main page visual statements. For example, the vertical brand full-time princess. Maybe you saw some postcards here. We bring some for you. So we picked up the term full-time princess on the main page visual statements. Female users started tagging themselves under the postings. So we saw, okay, well, there should be something, it's a trending topic, full-time princess. So we started the vertical full-time princess. There is another really famous brand, Ich höre nur Mimimi. It's hard to translate, so, but if you are cold and if everything goes wrong, you say, ah, and somebody tells you that, then you say, ah, ich höre nur Mimimi. So it's maybe more a women thing, yeah, to understand. No, don't get me wrong, it's, you know what I tried to say. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you more about our game plan for viral content and what you can learn out of that. In order to reach people, content has to be engaging. There is no chance to get any organic reach on Facebook if your content is not engaging. If you want to earn money out of your content, it has to be transferable. So, if content is engaging, it has to be valuable, it has to be shareable, and it has to be authentic. Let me give you a few examples. So, ladies, you know this guy? No? Okay, well. Okay, so for our target group, the value here is the information. So we published this visual statement one day before the start of the new Bachelor series on TV. So, and our target group is really trend orientated. So they love to talk about the Bachelor, even if they look the TV series or not. So in this case, the value is the information. Other examples of values include self-representation, for example, or entertainment. Shareable. You remember what I said earlier about universal stories that translate into very personal experiences? So having a difficult time at work is a universal experience everybody of you has had. So, but with different meanings for every person. You can see on the right the original statistics out of Facebook. So with this single posting, we reached more than 700,000 people. And content has to be authentic. This statement is believable and trustable. Why? It's typical for visual statements. It's written in the language of the target audience, and it matches with what people expect to hear from us. So when we get it right, I want to show you one best case of a viral visual. We ask in this visual statement, we ask to tag an ex-coworker. So with this single posting, we reached over 6 million people. We gained 750,000 likes, shares, comments, and clicks. And 177,000 co-workers were tagged. And now a lot of people may be asking now, is this meaningless engagement baiting? Because you heard the Facebook newsfeed, they want to stop engagement baiting. Is it engagement baiting? Baiting, yes. Meaningless, no. Because you can see the individual stories under this posting where people tag each other and tell their individual story. So that's why visuals like this will still gain massive organic reach. That's meaningful interactions. That was what Mark Zuckerberg said. Yeah. So this is my personal favorite. It's a best case for a moving image. Maybe not everybody is in the target group to really like a video like this, but I want to show it to you because it was one of the most successful videos in the last year on Facebook, and we reached organic 6.7 million views. There should come some sound. Is it? Okay, so it was a sister's love letter to her brother. So let's talk about transferability of our content. Transferability, for us, the content has to work as a product. For example, we take the visual statements on a poster or a postcard. On the other hand, we are able to develop totally new products. For example, the statement cookies are something we developed out of our content as a new product. But transferable also means we can develop more content out of it by transferring it to other brands, by developing own brands out of it, and by turning it into campaigns for our media sales clients. So all these examples have the same topic. It's about Valentine's Day. So the full-time princess is asking, does somebody need my number because somebody wants to send me roses and a love letter? On word porn, they are searching a drink partner for Valentine's Day. And on visual statements, you can see that's a highly emotional visual statements, what you can send your boyfriend for Valentine's Day. So that's how you can see how we transfer the content or the topic of Valentine's to different brands. So what works for us works for you too. How do we know that? Because we did several social media campaigns for clients like Vodafone or Nestle, Otto. So I will show you some insights of a campaign for Vodafone. So our briefing from Vodafone was create a native social media campaign around Vodafone's new claim, the future is exciting, ready. So we translated Vodafone's message into a believable visual statements content. We asked, if the future is exciting, what was the past mobile phoning like? And our emotional trigger in these examples were memories of your time before smartphones. And here was the most successful visual of the campaign. And it has all the makings of a typical VS posting I told you before. It was engaging and it was transferable. It was valuable for our target group. It was shareable and authentic. And as you can see, the story gives a meaning to the campaign slogan, the future is exciting, ready. And it's even co-branded. I mean, the brands are doing native advertising campaigns on our channels. They want visual statements to be the clearly sender of the message because they trust, because our users trust into visual statements. So that's why they want. And as you can see, I will show you here what happens. This was a commercial posting and it had 1.8 million net views, 6.2 interaction rate, and it was 40 times 0.6 outperforming to an average posting on visual statements. It was a commercial. So when was the last time you saw somebody running around with a print magazine with a commercial and saying, wow, look at this, you know? Or when was the last time you watched TV, you saw a commercial and your friends called you, oh, I saw this awesome commercial. It was Vodafone's new claim. So this is the chance social media gives to you. So the clients will, the users will bring your message to their friends. So here are more examples of branded postings. This was a campaign half a year ago for bubbles. Sorry, I have to drink. And on the right hand, a really successful campaign for Deutsche Bahn. I mean, Deutsche Bahn, it was really, we had really to, how can I say that? That's somebody from Deutsche Bahn here? Never mind, I don't know. Okay, so what can you take home? Social media gives you the opportunity to reach millions of people for your business. And the networks makes interaction easy. Our native advertising campaigns are just on Facebook and Instagram, not on a website. Yeah? But your content has to be relevant to the target group. And then you won't be afraid of changes on Facebook algorithm. Because since I founded Visual Statements in 2011, every 3 months something changes at Facebook. And since 2011, every year we reach more people because we are even getting better in doing content. And that's at the end what the only goal of Facebook is, make relevant content to your target group. So then you don't have to be afraid of changing the newsfeed. So how to use our content strategy for your products or service? Start a content channel, unbranded, an editorial sender. So for example, if I would have a beauty product, why don't you start a channel like Full-Time Princess? Or if you do, for example, if you are fast bill, maybe you start a channel like Lieblingskollegen, where it's all about coworkers and stuff. And if you do that, you create highly engaging content that generates organic reach and enables low-budget-like campaigns. And then you can push your product or service with native advertising postings into that channel. Another example, so on the left you can see editorial content of Lieblingskollegen. And on the right you can see the campaign for LexOffice on this channel. But that's something you can start on your own for your business. A few tips and tricks at the end. The most important for getting fans organic on Instagram and Facebook is the speaking page name. So that's why our brands like Lieblingskollegen, Lieblingsmensch, Visual Statements, Full-Time Princess, Food Facts. You know what you get? If you like food facts, somebody seeing in your feed then likes food facts. If I like food facts, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look at it. So please, if you found a Facebook page, think twice about the name of it. And do authentic content, stick to your page topic. So we see on Visual Statements, if we do postings, that the target group is not used to, we lose immediately fans. It's one posting is enough, because they don't want to see it. And use data. I'm not sure how many people of you know Story Clash or CrowdTangle, hands up, who's working with it? Okay, not so many, okay. So CrowdTangle is a tool from Facebook. At the moment, it's invitation only, I think. So it's you only as a publisher. You will, but you can buy Story Clash, for example, and you can see all the trending topics on social media. So the same example. If you have a beauty company, you can see what is doing your other beauty companies. What kind of content do they do, and what works out. So our content is totally data driven. Everything is data driven. We analyze any posting, and that's why we can gain these almost 30 million interactions every month. But at the end, reaching people with universal stories that translate into very personal experience, that's still the most important thing if you still want to gain organic reach. I told you why before, because Facebook wants meaningful interactions under your postings. If you get that, you can get organic reach. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Benedikt. Top in time. We have some minutes left, of course, for some Q&As. And there's the first raised hand already, and my colleague Florian is bringing a microphone, or somebody from the backyard brings a microphone into the front yard. Then we can really clearly listen to the questions. And if nobody, I do it myself. We have microphones. Yes, 1 second. I get it. Ein Traum. Thank you very much. Wir dürfen nicht Deutsch sprechen, wir müssen English denken.
So,
das ist ein Traum. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I get the first gentleman is already here. Sorry. Okay. First question to Benedikt, who transformed. What was interesting is like from a visual storyteller to a media company. I like this very much. But please, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely interesting. And you talked about millennials, and you talked a lot about Facebook. And we see the millennials moving from Facebook to Instagram, and especially the Instagram stories. How do you deal with that? What is your expectations?
Yeah. Well, our brands are on Instagram as strong as they are on Facebook. But we have a different content strategy for Instagram. So for example, if you do start tagging postings like I showed you before, they won't work on Instagram. And all the video content we show on Facebook, it won't work on Instagram. So if you want to be strong on Instagram, you have to have a difficult content strategy. For example, visual statements on Instagram is much more emotional. They want to see emotional postings, and even the look is even more important than on Facebook. So, to be honest, it's totally two different social networks, but Facebook is still pretty strong. So people say there's no more people on Facebook. We don't see that, to be honest. So, but Instagram is, we are with every brand is on Instagram as well.
Okay, great. Then there was the lady here, and then we do tech. Okay, in the line, yeah.
So you said you are a data-driven company,
Yes.
and you get the insights, what's relevant for your audience from the content itself.
Yes.
Are you only relying on the tools you mentioned here, or do you do text analytics on your own?
What do you mean exactly? Text?
There are the tools Facebook is offering, and they get you insights of trends, but there could be so much more hidden in your content, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Well,
so what are you doing?
the most important for us is analyzing comments. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if a posting has 100,000 comments, sometimes I say you have to read all the 100,000 and let us see what we get there. Yeah, but so there's the most important tool at the moment is CrowdTangle. So CrowdTangle is really it gives you so many insights about how your own content is performing and what are other people doing. So actually CrowdTangle and the all we can see on our own comments is the most important for us. Yeah.
So you actually don't have an own data scientist who performs the questions, like who does exactly search for things you want to look for, not just okay.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, having been with Amazon as a content manager, I was really thinking about, I think one thing that is common sense and really struck me was authenticity. But how do you stay authentic as a brand? I mean, you were giving great advice, which I think is of course true, to kind of create a content page of your own. But I mean, once you have a brand or something behind it, you cannot be authentic, as we've seen with a social media blogger, influencer now.
Yeah.
People.
So first of all, we don't take every brand want to be on our channel. Like there's so many brands who want to do advertising with us, and we just say no. And because it fits not to visual statements, because we have our own products, we are an own brand. And the other thing is, if we do native advertising campaigns for companies, we do the content. Even if they have an agency or whatever, and they tell, we bring you the content, we say no. Even if they want to do seeding, some of the brands say, hey, can you seed this video? We say no. We can do a campaign for you, but only in the DNA of our own target group. So if you want to do a native advertising campaign on visual statements, for example, we produce the content. Sure, you have to say at the end you like it or not, but that's how we stay. That's why you can see something like Vodafone. I mean, 1.8 million people saw this posting. and it was better than our postings without the branding on it. And if you see the comments, you can see that the transfer works on the brand. Like the people say, talk about Vodafone. Because for the company, it's not important to have just comments. They want to see, does the transfer works on the brand, and it works. So that's why people are not angry if we do commercial, they like it.
But you would not say that you are an agency?
I wouldn't say that we are an agency. We are a social publisher. But of course, if we produce content for a native advertising campaign and we do the design, it's kind of an agency. There are some agency
behavior.
Yeah, agency
behavior.
Yeah.
2 more questions, please. Yeah. Then it's you, and then it's you.
Yeah, so you talk about a lot of relevant content, and there are so many influencers here in the social media world. And do you think there could be too much content of one particular kind of like food? Too much content about food? Do you think so?
Well, if there is 20 other food pages, then the most relevant strikes, you know. So the only thing you can get attention in the newsfeed is that you get engagement. So there is 1,000 pages out there with quotes on pictures. Mm-hmm. But there's only one page, or not only one page, but we are the page with the most interactions. So know your target group, and that's the only way your target group will see you in the future in the newsfeed. And we are an influencer as well. We are an influencer, but as a brand. So yeah. Full-time princess, you can't see her, but I swear she's pretty and she's an awesome influencer.
Okay, thank you very much. Last question, Mr. Giese. I can read it from you, that's fine.
Thank you. I was wondering how your content creation process looks like and how you actually come up with all these quotes.
Well, some of them we write on our own, some of them we find in the internet, and then of course we credit. And but before, like for example, if we have a topic like The Bachelor, we're gonna analyze on the social media tools. I told you what kind of content was there working, and then we see, okay, is this working for us? And then we translate it into our DNA. So that's totally data-driven to get the content that our target group wants to read. And of course, like people are working for 6 years on visual statements, so they have on the one hand a feeling what our target group wants to hear.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good luck. And what again is Mimimi? What is Mimimi again? Mimimi?
Well, I can't.
No,
really
you discuss with the people.
Okay.
Benedikt Böckenförde. Thank you very much, Benedikt. You take the content. Now take it. We have tons of it.